gonna be alright.
Hey, welcome to the Out of the Sand Trap Podcast Network and the Working People's Pod. My name is Rock, spelled R-A-Q, pronounced R-O-C, and I'm here with my guest host, co-host, not guest, co-host, my every week host.
Hey, what's going on? The great best Dillenger, baby. And I'm right
Great.
now, a little shook. Don't get scared much, but the way things going in this world, I don't know what to do next.
Right, and today we actually have a special guest with us, William Goodwin. So we wanted to talk to William because he has some history with football and the NFL, and we wanted to hit some Super Bowl information, but we wanted to kind of go over some of his career and life stuff. And he's gonna hang out with us and discuss some of the crazy topics we got going on today. So just to give a quick background of William. So William started playing football at Eau Claire High School in Columbia, South Carolina, which is one of my alma maters. I say one because I've been to a whole bunch of schools. And where he played quarterback and strong safety, and he also ran track. So in 1980, he held the track record in the 100-yard dash in track, which is cool. He then went on to get his bachelor's degree in veterinary technology at Fort Valley University in 1988. And then also in 88, he started his NFL career as a free agent. For 3 years, he played with the Patriots, the Giants, and the Cowboys. And now he works with a National Health Corporation as a medical supplies carrier. And so we wanted to talk to him a little bit about that transition as well. William, thank you for joining us on our third episode. You're our first guest. You're our inaugural guest.
Wow.
You're blessing our episode. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good, good, good. So tell us a little bit about how you became a free agent in the NFL.
Well, I played at Fort Valley State College, and that is a HBCU. And actually, the scouts were coming in because we had two phenomenal players there, Eddie Anderson and Greg Lloyd. Eddie got drafted by Seattle. Greg went to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they saw me on film, and that opened the door for me to get opportunities through two agents, got me opportunities to, get free agent tryouts.
Cool. What's that process like? That tryout process?
Well, a free agent camp is like where guys are invited to come and basically show the coaches what you can do, and if you qualify for, or if you have what they're looking for, it starts the process of going through camp, and then from camp camp entails learning plays, the playbook. Camp entails being physically fit first and foremost, and being able to adapt and adjust to that level of football because it's a whole nother level,
Okay. Cool.
I got a question. Now, I just want to know, what's it like to even be in the NFL? I mean, because that was a dream of mine as a child. I mean, that was the ultimate goal. Let's make it to the NFL. But yet again, injuries and height, didn't allow me to make it. So,
Gotcha.
What is it like, though, just to say you're an NFL player?
It's a feeling of pride, because everybody doesn't get that opportunity. I know when I was in my day, maybe 1% of us actually got an opportunity, let alone, opportunity to try out, let alone make a team. So to me, it was a position where it was mind blowing. You're around the guys you see on TV, and then here you are in the midst of that. I was Lawrence Taylor, Harry Carson, Pepper Johnson. When you were in that arena, it's just a whole different mindset. And then when you were a kid, I'm 19, 18, 19, and you're around grown men, that in itself was a big adjustment. So I guess in a nutshell, I can just say it's overwhelming, but it also gives you a chance to see what's in you, because at some point you have to put that aside and just adapt and adjust to what's going on if you really want to try to get to that next level.
Did they haze you when you got on these teams?
No, I wouldn't say hazing, but you were just, I guess I wouldn't call it hazing. I'd say it was testing your character, to see what's in you.
Okay.
And then if you look around, as I look back on those days, like I said, they were just testing your character, because at some point, if you make the roster, you're literally a teammate, but you got to earn that, so to speak.
So you play with LT.
Yeah, I was out there, LT, Harry, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. That man changed the game. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, even watch him up close would have
Yeah.
been amazing to me.
Yeah, a lot of my mouth was just hanging open, and like I knew, and again, you have to adapt and adjust to that environment because at some point it comes down to whether you're gonna how far you go. Let's just put it like that.
Right.
That's what's up. So you did 3 years in the NFL, right? So how was that transition from the NFL to private?
NFL actually as a free agent, you're trying to make a roster, and again, going back to what I said a few minutes ago, it really lets you know what's in you, but it also opens your eyes to like when that day came when I was released, what I'm gonna do now. And what I did, what for me, I was fortunate enough to get my college degree and in veterinary science. Actually, I was heading on toward the vet school at UGA when I got the call to come try out for the league. So I
Oh
had
wow.
that in place, and when I finished with ball, got used my degree to get in that veterinary science field. But long story short, it was I really wasn't. I wanted to work in a zoo, and as I was trying to find employment in that arena, things didn't kind of work out, and I stumbled across earning my own courier business, and
Okay.
started a courier business, and that lasted about 23 years. And
Oh wow.
so, but I can attribute my journey in football of never giving up, having adversity, dealing with a lot of the pressures of on that level of life as far as the ball goes, playing against grown men. I was a young guy, playing against young guys on my level, competing for just a slot, it molded me into having a drive in me and giving me an attitude of never giving up, never giving up. Yeah.
That's like so with the veterinarian science. That seems like a field that they would be looking for people to be in. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of people in that field. I'm guessing I'm wrong about that, but you don't hear a lot of people going into that area.
Yeah. For one, it's a very another challenging area. And it's like actually becoming a doctor. My
Right.
level of degree was I had a bachelor's in what they call veterinary technology at the time, which is like an RN. And my
Mhm.
next move would have been to go on to vet school to become a veterinarian doctor. And that's when I got picked up. So I put that on the back burner and went on to, try to, play in the league. But it's a wide open field, and especially these days, the way people are about their pets is amazing. And
Yeah, yeah,
I was a
yeah.
large animal. My specialty was large animals. So, the cows, horses, and things of that nature. But it's a it's a wide open field, but like I said, it's certain kind of people that are in that field. I guess that's the best way.
I got you. Certain kind of people.
Yeah. Those that love animals and really want to take care of them as far as, like they're humans, human
Mm.
beings, basically. It's really intense on that level. The only thing I learned that because the animals can't talk. So you have to really, based on your examinations of how the animal's reacting, what the blood work says, the personality of the owners and things of that nature. So it's a little different twist.
Well, this is the Working People Pod. You think, part of what we're going to be incorporating is trying to give, regular everyday folks an opportunity or at least an option to look into other things. You think that's something that maybe folks might want to look into that maybe they didn't consider? Because I know growing up in the hood, and nobody was talking about veterinary being a veterinarian. So
Yeah, it's definitely a wide open field. I say research on everything. I mean, like I had an opportunity. I got started in the computer science field, but to me, that was a nerd thing when I was in school. Now I look back on those days, you can see how that industry is.
yeah, now they run the world and the country
Right,
apparently.
right. So I encourage anyone to pursue your goals and your dreams. Apply yourself. Do your research and be sincerely dedicated.
It won't fit right in the pod, but I do want to ask. I mean, because you already kind of passed it. But William, I wanted to ask you, what's that transition, or how significant is that transition when you, because as an NFL player, or I would imagine as an NFL player, most of y'all have that entire first half of your life or entire life up until that point was training for the NFL.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how is that transition after, like, all right, I'm not playing anymore. So I'm not playing football anymore. Like, I guess how does that affect you?
Oh man, even to this day, when June hits, my mindset is on training, getting ready,
Yeah.
getting ready to go back on the field, so to speak. But what I did was what it did for me was give me a work ethic, a training ethic, to take care
Right.
of my body.
Routine, schedule, all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those disciplines that I had during that journey from high school throughout college and the next level, I still apply that to my lifestyle. And that's one thing I can honestly say that I came away with is that work ethic, that commitment, what I call it the CDC factor:
Mhm.
commitment, dedication, and consistency, and to achieve whatever it may be. If it's going and starting a business, if it's committing to my health to take care of me, if it's committed to taking care of others or helping others, to with their journeys, so to speak.
All right, wait. Nah, I take it back. Y'all need to ask him that on the pod.
No,
Nah,
no, you
so
just
that's
asked him
you
and
smoked
we're
that.
keeping it in. Nope, I like the way it went
Yeah, you
just now,
smoked
so
that. I
yeah,
like
we're keeping that
that.
in.
I was just asking for me. I was like,
Gotcha.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, we're definitely using that.
yeah, you smoked that answer. Definitely smoked that
But you
answer.
do, you're still working out though. I've heard you a
Oh
few
yeah.
times say you got to go to the gym and stuff like that. So you still
Oh
doing
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
committed because back in '04, I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay.
And it blew my mind. I was given 3 days to live. They said if I
Wow.
lived, they were going to take my feet. So my life turned upside down in the blink of an eye. But again, based on my journey with, my commitment to taking care of myself and going through the ups and downs of trying to make the league, that poured into me that drive, that commitment to it is what it is, no excuses. I got to do what I got to do if I want to make it. But also, I look at it as I got to do what I got to do because I'm really, really work toward helping others, especially those of us that have medical issues. And a lot of the things that are medical issues for us can be controlled, but it takes a CDC factor: commitment, dedication, consistency, And
Okay.
I've spoken on the board for the Diabetic Coalition here in Georgia. I get out and do a lot of ministries in my church, in the community, just letting people know, never give up. I tell them all the time, unless you got another body in the closet, you got to take care of this one. And based
Right.
on the journey that I've had, ball, business owner, and then to get, diagnosed with the disease, the chronic disease is a disease that you can fight back, and
You said they gave you 3 days to live. That's a tight timeline.
they gave
I don't
me
think
three.
I've.
Yeah, I was in the hospital. Actually, I was on my way to my route to Gainesville in my truck, passed out, woke up, ran into the back of a car. And I woke up in Grady and they were telling me my blood sugar was off the chart and my feet at that time was stinging, like burning, like, I'm like, what's going on with this? But I toughed it out because, I had a 16-foot truck that was like 5,000 pounds I delivered every day and couldn't find good help. So it was on me. And my
Right.
feet were burning so bad that in between each stop, I would literally have to put my feet in a cooler of ice, let it freeze or get them cold enough to walk to the delivery door, come back, or walk to the warehouse, come back, put my feet in the ice, go back to the next stop. And I did that for about, being back then, being men, it's my boots, something wrong with my feet. But I'm thinking it's everything but that. I'm urinating a lot, as soon as I drink water, it's coming back out. So finally I passed out, got to Grady. They diagnosed me with diabetes and told me that my blood sugar was so out of whack that the burning was the nerve ending. It's called neuropathy, and
Right.
neuropathy can lead to amputations. And what happened is I
Right.
started a couple of my toes started getting sores on them. Had a hole in the left side on my right foot. Had a hole about as deep as my tip of the index
Wow.
finger. And I was in bad shape. Had dropped down to about 180 pounds. And because you with the diabetes, when you're urinating, you're losing weight. You're losing potassium and everything else. So I was in a chronic position, but didn't know it. All I knew, I had to unload that truck, get on back. But the pain and the burning, it's called that neuropathy. It's like electrical cord. Your foot is in water and somebody put the cord in the water. That's how bad it is.
Wow.
And long story short, I went to Grady and I was in there for about a week. And the doctor came in and told me that she said, Mr. Goodwin, we got a new antibiotic and we're going to try you on it for about 4 days. And if you're still with us, so she didn't say literally I'll be gone, but she said if you're still with us, you're probably going to lose your feet. And lo and behold, and I, stayed there for 3 days, and I wasn't in the church or nothing like that. I was just there. And 3 days later, they came in. I noticed my skin from my knee down to my ankle was peeling, like the dead skin was just falling off my legs. And that third day, they came in and pulled the blankets back. All the sores had closed. The hole in my foot was closing. And she broke down and she said, you're a miracle. She said, I just knew one or two things were going to happen. You either wasn't going to be here or we're going to have to take your feet. And so that began my journey again of committing to me and to others to let them know that, always have a chance, but it's up to you to make that decision. Never give up. Never give up. And a lot of things are easier said than done, but I attribute that to me coming up through football, as far as from high school to college to the next level. That same drive and commitment I had to that sport is the same drive and commitment I have to me. But
CDC, baby.
Yeah, there you go, CDC.
I had a question about that though. When you said high school, right? I had a question. What happened after the praise was over? I know coming up, like when you're a good athlete and you come from a certain community, that everybody say, "Oh, you're great, you're this, you're that," and when you go to college, you're this and that, and then people just praise you most of your life and treat you like you're so special. What happens after that's over? Because I done seen a lot of people come down from that, but let me know what was it like to you?
Well, for me, it was ironic you say that. I would go home, and because I moved here to Atlanta, my home was in Atlanta. When I would go home and people would see me, they would say, I was at a gas station one day, and this guy that went to school with me saw me, and I went inside to pay for the gas, and he just made an announcement. Do y'all know who this is? Blah, 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 blah. And, I'm looking at him like, man, really, bro. But at the same time, to me, it lets me know I touched somebody in a positive way, because I was always that guy, pumping people up, whether they played on the team or not, but so it just made me feel good about doing something that made an impact. I had one guy that came up to me one day. I was at a birthday party, one of my best friends, and in Columbia. And I'm sitting at the table, seeing everybody. And this one guy came up to me crying. He said, man, hey, William, man, it's me, man, it's me. And I said, Ben. And this like 20 years after high school. I said, Ben, I'm trying to think. And he said, man, you did so much for me. I just want to thank you, man. I said, bro, I appreciate that, but I don't remember you, man. I said, Ben, the only Ben I knew was a skinny guy, a beanpole. But this guy was big. He said, I'm Ben, the skinny guy. I said, oh man. So long story short, man, we caught up and knowing that I had an impact, a positive impact on people. And like going back to what you're saying, and when they see me back home, man, that's, so and so and so, that's a good feeling, man, because that means I did something that wasn't about me. It's about touching somebody else's life. And then Ben died about 2 months after. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Whew, that's powerful. So let me, with the issues with the diabetes and in and out of hospital, this is the Working People Pod, and I know a lot of, particularly working class people, lower income people, suffer with chronic illnesses, and a lot of that is due to just not being able to afford to go to the doctor and get it under control and things like that. What are some ways that, and I know, like, there's Obamacare and all that stuff. To be honest, that depends on what state you're in, how good those benefits are. But what can people do if they, if the healthcare, the insurance is not doing enough? What can people do to kind of avoid or at least maintain their health? And then if they get ill or something like that.
I say get in the system as best you can. They have like my twin. He didn't have insurance. He has his own business, but didn't do right. and he ended up having a stroke about 2, 3 years ago, and he's on Medicaid. That's out there, but it was a process for now, right? Exactly. And matter of fact, we were talking about that last week, and he got lucky because he has someone that's got him in there that cares about the community, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say, just try to connect some kind of way, either through family members or through the Department of Health or Medicaid, and hopefully you can get in the door. But don't give up. Don't give up. Even if you know somebody that has a person that's helping them, reach out to them and see if that person can help you, or turn you on to somebody else. But never give up. But again, that's easier said than done, because depression does set in.
Yeah.
Depression
Yeah,
does set in.
What about diet? We didn't really talk about that too much.
Very, very, very challenging. I'm a potato chip guy from back in the day. My habit was potato chips and Pepsi, especially after ball. That led on to, and then plus genetics in my family, diabetes is in the family, and it caught up with me. And what I've learned, and I actually wrote a book in '09, what I've learned is that you don't have to eat bad food. You can eat smart, but eat or minimize your bad food and work toward eating good food. Easier said than done. But once your body gets accustomed to a consistency of doing something, it adjusts. And especially I cry out to diabetics and people with blood pressure issues. Just discipline yourself to start out small. It ain't gonna happen overnight. And just work toward a goal. And then, my first goal may be giving up chips, First goal may be eating more vegetables and fruit. And even if it's small portions, opposed to a whole plate, I might only eat a bowl full, but work toward that. Drink plenty of water. And then gradually your body will adjust and adapt. Yeah. Because I dropped 60 pounds in about 3 months.
Wow.
And this a few years
3
back,
months.
yeah. And all I did was, actually, I'll tell you another story. I was used to run every day, got a blister on my toe. Blister turned into, I got a real bad infection. Went to the doctor, went to Grady, and the doctor told me, he said, man, you don't want to lose your toe. You're going to have to stop running and start, if you want to work out, ride the bike. And I said, well, man, I can't lose my weight that way. He said, no, you can. Long story short, I did it, changed my diet, ended up getting 30 minutes a day on the bike, and saved my foot and dropped 60 pounds. But it took time. I started out at 5 minutes a day on the bike and got to that point where I could do 30 minutes. So that's my point is, never give up. Just fight.
60 pounds in 3 months, that's a lot.
That's a lot. And I promise you, all I did, and the only difference I
Small child.
did was ride the bike and walk the trip. Didn't run it because I had that toe infection. And it worked. It worked.
Oh, that's wild. All right, man. You had a powerful story. You mentioned that you wrote a book, or you didn't even put that in your bio.
I didn't even
You
think
got
about
problems
it.
with this bio.
Yeah, I actually got it getting it published now, because again, I just want to give back, man. I've seen so much, and been through a lot, but I've also seen how great God is to me, and how He pulled me out, and He pulled me out by me committing to wanting to be pulled out. But it's easier said than done. I promise you guys, but we can do it. We can do it.
Yeah. What's the name of your book? You got a title for it yet?
Yeah, it's called Jesus Makes You Fit. It's called a healthy lifestyle. Jesus Make You Fit. Healthy living, I'm sorry. And it just talks about eating properly, and it gives you a format of how to eat, and what, gives you a list of the different things and the calories of the different things. And then it has motivational scriptures with it to motivate you to do it. And I did it at my church, and had a competition, quote unquote. And the sister that won it, she dropped 49 pounds. We started in January, and then that April, she had dropped down 49 pounds just by eating. Because the
Wow.
plan was we do the diet during the winter. Then when the spring hit, we'll start a walking club. And then by midsummer, we'll have a walk run club. And she did it. She did it. And I made a lot of folks lost weight. But again, they committed to that discipline of eating, and it ain't a hard thing to do. It's just a commitment thing. And a lot of people did very well. I think I had 35 members, and out of that 35, I'll say maybe 25 of them did lose weight, anywhere from like her and to for as much as 30, 40 pounds, and then some of them lost 8, 9 pounds. But what they did is they pick up that consistency habit.
Right.
I can do this. I can do this.
Wow. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring you back on for a health and wellness
Anything I can do to help, because I promise you guys, I've been blessed. God has really been good to me. I'm here, and I just want to give back, because it's sad when you see people just fall off by the wayside and give up. I know quite a few back home that just have given up. And I mean, I still talk to them and try to encourage them, but I got one brother say he just ready to go.
That's sad, but man, that's wow. But I've heard that before. Sometimes it's just, I don't know if it's just pain or the depression or the sadness or what it is, but or just tired of being fighting. Just honestly, if you're black in America, you're literally fighting your whole life, and maybe just
That's right.
getting
That's right.
tired. So
That's right. It's in us. It's in us.
yeah, genetically, but it's good that people like you are out there trying to help bring people across the finish line. So we definitely appreciate that.
Yes.
We're gonna do a little football recap now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave this to you and Dez, because I really, like I told you earlier, I only watched the halftime show. I didn't watch the game. I heard the Eagles won though.
Wait! Before y'all start, go Birds.
Once again, our producer is. So, what you think about that game?
I think it was the best, to me, the best complete game from a defensive perspective that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
That defensive line for the Eagles was for real, man. And anytime you don't have to blitz to sack the quarterback, and then a quarterback like Mahomes, you're doing some real work at it.
Yeah, well, they had like 6 sacks, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a shoot. That was a boost of asses right there. They came out ready to play. They ain't playing no game. They's like, yo, we jumping on you, and we ain't gonna stop.
Yes,
we know who you are. Now you wanna know who we are.
Exactly. And they did it to the best, quote unquote, of the best in the league as a quarterback, and they shook him up. He couldn't even take 2 steps without getting nervous feet. And that 4 linemen were just awesome, man. I was like, and all the DBs and the linebackers had to do is just drop back, wait on the pass.
Yeah, they were waiting for it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, that was. I'm saying that was Howie Roseman put a great team together.
Yes.
He put a great team together. Now, are they going to do it again? I don't know. This was a great. I'm from Philly too, so this was a great moment for the city.
Yes. And the thing about the league, to what people from the inside, you get in film on these teams, and you're learning their habits, right? And so as the season go on, if you notice, and sometimes when the season starts, everybody doing real good, and then all of a sudden you see them kind of falling off. That's because the film work, the other teams are noticing what you're doing. And I said to quite a few people, I said, if Kansas City don't switch up what they're doing, they're going to catch it when they play Philadelphia, because them beasts on the front line ain't no joke. And that's what happened. I think they didn't have enough. They tried to stick to their plan that had them winning games. Philadelphia, the big boys up front wasn't hearing that, man. And they that coach put together a great defensive scheme, and for you not to have to blitz and just use your linemen to get sacks, man, that says a lot about that team, man.
It was. I mean, all around, it was a great game.
Yes,
it was a great game. I enjoyed it.
Yes, the quarterback for the Eagles, man. I really admire that brother, man. Cool head. He done been through so much from Alabama, Oklahoma, even Philly was a little nervous on the front, but they saw something in him, and I'm glad they stuck with him, man, because that brother was good too. He true.
But I was waiting for a Patriot. I was waiting for one of them Patriots Atlanta comebacks.
Yeah,
I was like, don't tell me this is gonna happen. This can't be this. This can't repeat itself. I was waiting the whole time, like, no, don't say so. But it didn't happen.
It didn't happen, man. It didn't happen. That speaks to the character of the team, man. They never gave up. They kept the foot on the gas the whole 4 quarters,
Yeah, they never stopped.
Yeah.
That was a good.
Shout out to the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and
the
defensive line and the offensive line and whoever else is playing.
They did it.
And shout out to Kendrick.
They did it.
For the halftime, the most talked about halftime show in some years.
That was good too, because he had a great message, at the
He
halftime
absolutely
show.
did.
Great message.
Yeah,
Yeah. They say that they
absolutely.
deleted some of the actual thing that occurred during his performance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that they cut out some of his stuff.
I know in like some of the streams or the playbacks, they cut some stuff, and then there were some things that he had planned that he couldn't do, as far as lighting and pyrotechnics and stuff like that, because -45 was there. They had to cut that stuff out, so he kind of put a little bit of a damper on everything. He had to be seen.
That need to show up.
Man.
Yeah.
But they cutting out stuff in the government.
Yeah. That's a whole nother level right there, bro. Boy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's up. So also, just for people to know, we're recording this on NBA All-Star Weekend, which that is the game that I am most interested in. That I am actually most interested in. Huh?
Why?
NBA? NBA? Boy, I've always been interested. You know I love the NBA. Stop playing.
NBA weekend.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, I ain't a big fan of the weekend. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it's not entertaining to me that much anymore.
No.
But because I support the NBA.
I mean, not what I'm boycotting this year. That's what I'm not gonna boycott. He had over 200 points in a basketball game. That's not even a pickup game.
Right.
They just like, oh, do what you want to do. No, I'm not supporting it. Until they start playing right, I refuse.
Well,
I'm a strong protest of NBA weekend. NBA All-Star weekend.
I think you're gonna get the same response I got for boycotting the NFL. Nothing. So
it make me feel better. It won't drain me.
All right. Cool. So we're gonna go into our next segment, which is mainstream news is a joke. I'm gonna get your opinions on a couple of different topics. Des, you wanted to talk about taxes.
Yes.
These guys playing with our taxes.
Taxes. Yo, one. You know what they hit me with? I gotta pay taxes. Not in the store, not buying clothes. I gotta pay the government back.
Mm-hmm.
For being broke. Don't make me pay y'all money when I'm broke.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what? And I gotta pay y'all back for working? If you got a job? Oh yeah, you gotta pay us back. No, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Now if I ain't work, had 18 kids, I'll be getting a big check back. But no. I'll try to work, take care of my family, and y'all gonna hit me with, oh yeah, here go a bill, dog. A bill? See me, I'm gonna pay y'all. See, I'm gonna pay $1. Y'all gonna have to bill me. IRS gonna have to do whatever they gotta do, but I ain't paying a goddamn dime. I'm not paying a dime. Tell who
you may not. You actually, to be honest, you may not have to, because with them breaking into the IRS and trying to change everything, -47, he hates taxes, so they may get rid of the IRS altogether. So
most ain't gotta pay, but I gotta pay.
Hey,
this is doing the world. Ain't gotta pay taxes, but I gotta pay. Something that told you wrong.
So really, with the new tax plan that they're coming out with, people who make under $300,000 are actually going to get a large tax payment increase. In other words, you're going to have to pay more taxes than people who make over $300,000, which is crazy. So the people who make the least amount of money are actually going to have to pay more in taxes than the people who make the most amount of money. The thing is, I'm not even surprised anymore, because all of this stuff, they basically laid out in a whole blueprint in Project 2025. They told us what they're going to do. People didn't take it seriously. Oh, I made so much money under Trump. Well, that's about to happen unless you're in the millionaire, billionaire class at this point.
I'm telling you, the revolution will be televised. I'm filming it.
It's being televised every day. Every time they get out there.
Like when the poor white people get mad, because they done took their last piece of money. They ain't got no money. They've been waiting for government assistance their whole life, but they wanted to put it on Make America Great Again, but now they realize they ain't getting nothing. Their kids ain't getting no education, because they about to cut out schools. They about to get rid of Department of Education. They about to cut they about to cut everything. Anything to help poor white people that voted for Trump is about to lose it all.
Exactly.
Yeah. The only thing I'm going to say is this. 2028, Democrats back in office.
There you go.
When we ran the show.
There you go.
I guarantee it. Because ain't nobody voting for a Republican in 4 years. 2 years.
Yeah. It'll probably change in the next 26 when they vote
Yeah,
They vote again.
26.
Yeah, they'll start cleaning up then, hopefully, because man, it's going to be crazy out here, man. And like you said, unfortunately, those white folks that piggybacking on Trump, that guy don't care nothing about them.
at
No.
all.
You know, yeah, they're gonna be in the boat with us.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and we probably don't realize it because this is not what's broadcast, but there's a whole lot more poor white people than poor black
Yes,
people.
yes,
So they're
yes,
gonna be feeling it, and it's the poor white people that's really kind of pushed him over the edge.
yes,
So, you know, they shut down them food stamps and all that stuff that that they've been getting because they get more food stamps than black people do too. So,
And
you know what
obviously,
I'm saying?
I don't get it because that's why I got to pay taxes back. So
That's,
yep. They're gonna feel it.
let them right.
and
And
then
they going like,
the thing is, people don't think it's a problem until it affects them. I've been
mm-hmm.
Right.
saying this forever.
Yes.
Like nobody thinks it's important until it actually hits them,
Yes.
and by that time it's too late. It's
Yes.
too
Right.
late.
Yes. Yes.
We may not, we may not get another election. We may, it may be a situation now where it's all going to be torn down, and then we're gonna have to figure out how to build it back up again. 'Cause they're not playing. They firing all these federal workers and all of that. Um, I just read yesterday that the CDC fired 1,300 people from the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, we got bird flu out here and the measles in Texas and all kinds of
Man,
stuff going on.
they fired the people that watch our nuclear weapons.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Hold up, you telling me y'all gonna cut that payroll down? The people are saying, all right, y'all can't steal our nuclear weapons. We got y'all in control. We watching what they doing. We making sure ain't nothing blowing up. Now half y'all got to go.
yeah,
You know what gets
right.
me too? The people they're putting in to replace the people that got the experience. Do they have experience? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? How you putting somebody in a position that don't know A from Z as far as what that job requires? That's another
Right.
thing that's going to mess this whole system up. You got
Yeah,
inexperienced people just going in there for namesake.
yeah. I think to me, this might be a conspiracy theory, but I do believe it's all about stealing data and money,
Mm-hmm.
basically. So they're gonna sneak up in there so they can get everybody's information because
Yep.
that's where that's where the the benefit of the data is the thing that it kind of drives these tech guys. That's how they make their money. And then when you see all these cuts and they're cutting employees, but they're getting contracts from the government, so they're making money
No,
while
you know what
they're
that actually
they're
remind me of right
getting people
now?
fired.
You know what's gonna remind me of? Fast and the Furious, the second part. Remember they took all that. Remember they got their money at the end. Tyrese and Paul Walker got their money at the end. So we ain't hungry no more. That's gonna be Trump and Musk at the end. Talking about we ain't hungry no more. One of them hide
Yeah,
the money. Man, as soon as this time is over.
Right.
right, right, right. And just kind of go back to actually just kind of feeds into the Democrats. And people are running around talking about the Democrats not doing nothing. They need to do more, maybe. But I do know that the representatives and some senators have been going to different. They've been going to the Department of Education. They've been going to the Treasury Department, USAID. They've been trying to get in
And they locked
to
out.
get some information to fix this stuff. They've been locked out. Like Trump got literal nerd thugs blocking people from getting into blocking government officials from getting into federal buildings. Like it's like they're hijacking the government.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you talking about the Department of Education being shut down.
Mm-hmm.
That's student loans, that's pre-K, that's school lunches, all of that is tied into that.
And who they
You
got to
know what I'm
run it?
saying? Hmm?
Linda McMahon.
Oh yeah. Right.
Linda McMahon, right? Tino Westland. Stick to your. What's it all about education? All your kids
Right.
went to private school.
Yep. Yep.
You pay for
Right.
private school for your kids. You ain't have to worry about public education, nothing else. But now you running this. Come on
Okay.
now. They might as well put Hulk Hogan in charge.
Yeah, but might as well. Might as well. Honestly. Like everybody he's appointing, they're for the most part unqualified. So it's like, again, to me, they want to tear the whole thing down. We got to figure out how we're going to navigate through this because, to be honest, working class people are going to get hit the hardest.
Yes.
And I've been saying it the whole time. We're the ones that's going to have to deal with this mess because they're basically creating an oligarchy. So
Yep.
the
That's it.
richest 1%. They're gonna be fine. We're gonna be struggling, even worse.
I'm saying the last couple of dollars I got, and I'm hitting Bermuda. I'm gonna be there for the next 4 years.
Keep shit. He might try to take over Bermuda too.
And we right. Yeah, ain't nothing safe.
Since the Gulf of Mexico is supposedly now the Gulf of America, he try to hit. I know he's trying to get Panama, Canada.
Isn't that something?
Bermuda might be next.
The first state.
They got. He want Canada to be a state, Panama to be a territory, Gaza to be a resort.
Right.
Like it's crazy out here in these white supremacy streets.
You know what's crazy? The crazy part is if you walking down the street, right, and you hear a dude yell, "Fuck from America!" Damn, dude, crazy as hell. Let's make a resort in Gaza. What the hell's wrong with dude? But if you walking down the street, you be scared as shit, and you'll cross the street from that dude.
Yes.
And this is the dude running the country.
Yes.
Yep.
Come on.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is the 51st thing. Come on now.
Right. They let them get away with it. They're saying washing everything. Like just the way these reporters ask him questions is just weird to me. Like y'all just let him say that and nobody challenges it.
No, because you know why? Because they
goes out like it's normal.
They don't want to get called stupid in front of everybody. You're stupid. You're horrible. You're a bad person. You're ridiculous. Your mother doesn't love you. What?
Yes.
I mean, as the fourth estate, that's a chance you're supposed to be willing to take. You know,
I don't know. The dude
is to provide the information to the public.
Yo, the dude do interviews like he's playing the dozens. You say something he don't like, he gonna say something you don't like. He's coming at you.
So, I don't care. So, like literally, so your job is to get the right information out. Like I don't care if he's calling you names at this point. I forget your feelings. I don't care. Like that's the problem right there. Everybody, just like you said, everybody's scared of him. He's bullying them, and they just letting it happen. I don't really care that your feelings are hurt because he said you stupid or you're a dog or you're a nasty woman. Who cares? Do your job or get out of the job. You know what I'm saying? Like this makes no sense. We literally losing the country over some foolishness. I don't want him to say nothing about me. What?
That's what it's coming down to now.
Feelings, man.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on,
the crazy
get your
part.
feelings.
That's what it's coming down to, though.
This is weird.
Everybody's
And he's bought and paid for by Elon Musk. So it's like what are we doing right now? Like what are we doing right now? This is crazy.
Yeah, our president is sponsored by Tesla. That's ridiculous.
Right, and Tesla's steady trying to get them contracts up.
Exactly.
Like, seriously, not just Tesla, SpaceX, all of his companies, steady getting millions of dollars in government contracts. And firing everybody who had a case filed against him, which is crazy. Like, what is going on, man?
Now you know what I'm discussing about? What's the dude name? The mayor.
Yeah, Eric Adams.
Yeah.
Eric Adams. This dude.
Yeah.
This dude. Now you was hanging tough for a while. Now you got a case against you. Now you're gonna kiss Trump ass. Now this case will no way. It's over me or the immigrants.
Right.
Well, let them go.
Yep.
They gotta go. I'm saving myself. They was like, oh no, my lawyer was handling this. No, you made a deal, dog. At least be a man and say you made a deal. You in the clear. Just say be a man and make a deal. They doing what they saying what they want to say over here. Everybody saying what they want to say anyway. Just be a man and say it. I saved my own ass. I made a deal. Well.
And the proof of it is that they dismissing it without prejudice, which means they can bring it back up later.
Mm.
So if he don't do what they want him to do, those charges can come back.
That's what the borders are saying. He said if he doesn't do it, because it was an interview on was it CBS? He was like, if he doesn't hold up his an agreement, we won't be having this conversation on television. We'll be having it in his office. And it won't be the same kind of conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And not for nothing, Eric Adams hasn't really been a great mayor. I mean, I've been kind of following him a little bit. He's actually a pretty trashy mayor anyway, so it don't surprise me that he's been, grifting. And he started out as a Republican. He just ran as a Democrat, so it don't really surprise me. He's always been a grifter. But it's sad that you don't have enough integrity, what I'm saying, to not want to be seen like this. Like to be in front of the public, like just looking like you're bought and paid for, and you don't care.
Yeah, it was a time.
Where's your pride, dude?
It was a time politicians had to hide their dirt. Now these is out in the open. Yes,
right.
Yes, I had sex with her. Yeah, she was a minor. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, we did drunk in Congress. Yeah. Like they don't care. It's like whatever you want to do and say, they're open.
Mm-hmm.
It's open season. It's open season. Like if we can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we're gonna move into the Muskie Minute. So we're gonna talk. That's just us talking about some weirdness that Elon Musk is doing because he's up and he's our new president. In case y'all didn't know, so we might as well give him all the attention.
Yeah.
I did have a video to play because technical issues. We're not gonna play it, but I wanted to play the video of his kid, a 4-year-old son X. He named his son X. I think he got a couple other kids. Well, he has 12 kids, but I think a few of them are named with an X. I don't know what his fascination with the letter X is. I've always been told that X is the unknown number. I don't, you know what I'm saying? At least in algebra. I don't know why he's so fascinated with X. Changing the name of Twitter to X, SpaceX. It's a weirdness going on with that. And I think once we find that out, we're going to be like, man, this dude is diabolical.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like the evil genius in the White House in the Oval Office.
He does.
He
He's
does
like
think
evil
he's
villain.
a genius.
Like he looks like the evil villain in every movie, every superhero movie I ever watched.
I think that's what the X is about. Maybe it's weird, but maybe he think he's Professor X, but he really acted like Magneto.
And he like to be the villain.
Yeah. So they
I'm gonna get Magneto from now on. I'm going to
Magneto. So they totally disrespected the Oval Office or whatever protocols or that they like to have in there. With the 4-year-old was like picking his nose and rubbing his boogers on the Oval Office desk. And most importantly, he told the current president, -47, to be quiet. He told him, "You're not the president. Shut your mouth." Like he was very disrespectful. And -47 would just look at him and turn his head. Like I think now, if I didn't think before, I was like, "Oh, this dude own you," because we all know that 47 is never, he always got some pushback on something. He's a germaphobe. This kid rubbing his boogers on the Oval Office desk, and you say nothing.
Wow.
And you letting it happen, you are bought and paid for.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I feel like he just when he ain't on camera, Musk just put him in a cage and would wait for him to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy right now.
Come on, monkey.
Huh?
Come on, dance for the people.
Yeah.
Sign
He's
this.
a whole puppet. It's crazy. But yeah, that little kid was just like telling him whatever he'd heard them people say.
Wow.
He's not the president.
He told him to be quiet. You shush. You're not the president. Just go away. Like, oh, this man must be talking like this around his kid.
Right.
What's going on? 4-year-olds, they don't have no filter. They heard,
Exactly.
they hear something, they just repeat it. It's crazy, man. All right, well, this has actually been a really enlightening and fun episode for me. I learned a lot about you, William, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, appreciate having you on.
Yeah, same here, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for coming in. We just gonna end this off with the "What's on Your Mind" segment. It's just a kind of random thought. William, you got anything on your mind you want to share?
Yeah, I just want to know. I hope people's mindset changes and their eyes open up to see things as they really are. Because, like we were just saying, we're headed down a road of turmoil and damnation. And if we don't get it together, and I really, one of my strongest prayers is that we as a people, not just the people of color, but as a people, come together and unify and fight this battle. Because it's going to take all of us, or as many as we can, come together to fight this battle. Because the table is being set for self-destruction in this country, in my opinion. And I just really hope we all come together, man, and fight this battle, same team, so to speak.
Awesome. How about you, Des? What you got?
Other than these damn taxes that's pissing me off, but I said something about that already. But you know something? I'm going to talk about positivity. Because I've been on this new kick lately. I've been trying to put positive energy out into the world. And honestly, I've been getting good results. I'm trying to be positive. I'm getting positive results other than these damn taxes. But, be positive. Speak into existence.
Yes, there you go.
Somebody's listening. God's listening to you. Speak it into existence and something positive will happen. I ain't going to say ain't nothing bad going to happen. I ain't going to say it ain't going to be great every day. But can change things.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Well, what's on my mind is that actually I had nothing really pressing on my mind until we were trying to start to record this podcast and having all those technical difficulties, and it just reminded me of something how, in the last few years of my life, I've learned to adjust. I just call it the pivot. So things do happen. Sometimes it seems like more bad than good, but sometimes you just got to learn to adjust and just pivot and just if something's coming at you one way, you're gonna have to learn to move in a different way sometimes. And I think that's where we are right now in this country, particularly Black folk in this country, because we're gonna have to get back to a place where we are in community with each other, and we're gonna have to build our communities back up. Um, Unfortunately, we're under attack, so the only way to get out of it, yeah, we'll follow their rules, for the most part. But what we're gonna have to really do is, join together and learn how to work with each other,
Exactly.
to
Right.
build back up. So, having said that, I want to thank you again for joining us, William. Appreciate you so much. This we will try to get you. I do want to get you back on for like a health and wellness
Okay.
episode, definitely, because sound like you
Okay.
got a lot of good information. So thank you so much, guys. And this has been the Working People's Pod on the Out of the Podcast Network. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We drop every Friday. We're on Apple Music, we're on Amazon Music, iHeart, Spotify, all the things. And visit us at outofthesandtrap.com, and you'll have some information in there. Got some merchandise, got some blogs, got some resources for you. And again, look for us on YouTube as well. And just remember that the people closest to the pain should be closest to the power. So get your hand out my pocket. Peace.
Peace.
It ain't to see y'all, baby.